juice.
All said and done, we will state 96 official deaths occurred. What was that key word? Official. That meant they received death benefits, on average $500. Let's be real world history. The true number of dead, most probably in the many hundreds. Right. Why the difference? The majority of the dead were kind of unlucky. They were still breathing when the ambulance took them away. They had to die on site, on the clock, or your death had nothing to do with this job. Zero death benefit. Oh, no. We still have a few positions available if you're terrible. I've heard stories such as the man having the heart attack, an explosion of crushing pain, still breathing though. Ambulance coming, friends, his co-workers knew it happened to his family. Somehow a shovel would go to the man's head. Different times. Next question I usually get is, where am I? Oh, that's real easy. You are, boom, right there, in one of the 4 original diversion tunnels, called so because these tunnels originally diverted the water around the construction of this place. Make believe none of this exists yet. It's early on. So early on, 4 tunnels plus 2 temporary dams mainly made of rock and gravel were constructed. That allowed them to pump the water out in between the temporary dams, getting the work site nice and dry, so they could excavate and cart away a few million years worth of river muck and silt, bedrock, repair that, then build everything you see here, including the dam, in just under 5 years. With dam in place, it allowed them to pretty much destroy the 2 temporary dams and close the original entrances to the 4 diversion tunnels using 400 feet, 120 meters long plugs of concrete. That allowed them to concentrate on the upriver portion. The Colorado River, this location, pre-dam, at most 75 feet, 23 meters deep during flood. But by using the surrounding canyon rock walls as if they were a bathtub, and the new dam as if it was a plug in the bathtub, allowed them over a 6.5-year period, while still delivering water downriver, to turn a 75 feet deep river into one of over 500 feet or 150 meters depth, forming Lake Mead, the largest man-made lake, reservoir, bathtub in the country, and even in nature, a lake and river can be one and the same. But on the diagram, as well as when you're above looking at the lake, you're seeing a very small portion. Lake Mead actually has a 550-mile, 900-kilometer shoreline. That's 115 miles or 185 kilometers in length. If you got the other side of Lake Mead, well, congratulations, you'd be in the Grand Canyon. It does not matter where you're from in this country, in the world, anywhere, even Antarctica. If you chose to, you could drink the Colorado River water every day of your life. That's because over 1/3 of the fruit, vegetables, and nuts grown in the United States and Mexico use this water. Speaking of which, feel just a little bit of vibration. It's only 96,000 U.S. gallons or 370,000 liters of water per second flowing beneath us. 3 more tunnels doing the same thing. Now, why would there be water flowing in the diversion tunnel last 76 years ago and under construction? Because they were wise enough to design these tunnels to have ongoing purpose, such as continue to deliver water downriver, but this time
generate electricity.
Have the water first travel through the red dots represent our generator turbines.
Right.
Giving us a very valuable product. What's that?
Electricity.
Electricity, power, hydro, energy, whatever you call it, it spells electricity. We love electricity. It really does pay our bills. But forget what you learned in school. Hoover Dam electricity. No, it's Hoover Dam water. We're in the Mojave Desert, one of the driest, hottest places on Earth. This water is our precious blood. Most of it comes from over 1,000 miles, 1,600 kilometers away, as snow melt in the Western Rockies. We will not give up a drop of water just to produce electricity. So, where's the water? We prefer our water to travel internally, okay? Little hint, if while you're here today, you see the beautiful picturesque waterfall going over the top of the dam. Run, I'll still be in front of you. And I tell you now, tourists make fantastic flotation devices. You would get close. Look out either window. Don't look at me, look at the window. You paid money to see the windows. Go, either window. You can see that really big pipe that was being fabricated in historical film, right? They called it what, penstock? That's nothing more than a name, fancy name for a pipe delivering water to a turbine or a mill. Our penstock pipe, 30 feet, 8.5 meters wide, large enough for 2 buses, 2 coaches side by side to travel. But the openings were plugged. How's the water getting in the penstock? Slightly newer openings. And you've seen them, you just know what they were. Their tops are sticking up out of the lake right next to the dam, the water intake towers. Next time you look at one, think of the tip of an iceberg. Each tower is half the height of the Empire State Building, plus another 50 feet, 15 meters. Come on in. Welcome to the Nevada Hydroelectric Wing. We do have another wing that way in Arizona. It does not matter what state or states we're in, since we're part of the federal government. We're called the Bureau of Reclamation. All the water, all the power goes into one pot. So why are we in two states? It's the fault of the Colorado River. We always needed it. It was always the border. Where's the river? That way. So that way is downriver. That way is upriver. The big difference between the two power wings is the number of machines. 8 here in Nevada, 9 in Arizona. Total of 17 generator turbines. 100% output, 2,080 megawatts of electricity. That's the equivalent production of approximately 2 average American nuclear power plants. That means one machine alone, 130 megawatts, would provide enough electricity to a city of 65,000 households every second the machine's running. We've been here 76 years, technology upgraded daily. How can you tell when the machine's on? The light on top's the lid. Uh-oh, they're not all on. Situation normal. Remember I said water first? Under contract, we're obligated to deliver a certain amount of water during a certain period of time. Rarely do the downriver customers want all the water at once. That dictates how much electricity we may produce. When you look at the machines, please realize they're each 7 stories. You're just seeing the top 3 stories, the generator portions. Look at the machine closest to us. It's a lit, so it's working. It's called N1, Nevada 1. Right in the middle of Nevada 1 is an open door, and if you look through the door, there's a light shining on something metallic. That's near the top of a shaft, 65 feet, 20 meters in length. Attached to the shaft, spinning along under the red skin, is a wheel made up of 40 slabs of iron. 4 tons each are electromagnets. They're surrounded by a non-moving circle made up of many hundreds of tons of copper wire. All the way down to the bottom of the shaft, spinning along, is an 18-footer, 5-meter diameter turbine wheel, right now being hit by water traveling at 48 miles per hour, 70 kilometers per hour. Where does the water come from? The penstock pipe we just visited. There's enough force in that flowing water to turn over 700 tons of metal, just in that one machine. At the 180 revolutions per minute, you're seeing through that little door to give us electricity. Total weight of any machine, over 2,000 tons. How do they lug that during initial assembly? Same way we do today. Every 15 to 20 years, the machine is pulled apart for the smallest piece for major maintenance and upgrades. See the American flag? It's hanging from an original crane, further back's another one. Both bridge cranes travel the full length of the wing. Closest to us down there is a smaller reddish-brown machine. That's a little sister to the big boys, a different type of generator called a Pelton water wheel. We use that for our internal power needs, and that should interest you. I'm sure you like the elevators. I do it 54 stories each way. The flooring you're standing on, same down there, just as much in Arizona. It's called terrazzo, a mixture of marble chips and concrete. Over 46 million people have walked on the floor, and it looks new, but I really love it, the designs in place. It's that big round one behind all of you, a turbine wheel. This one by me, just what it looks like, an electric wall stop. You came here to see Hoover Dam. Don't look at me then, the dam's over there. At this level, we're 500 feet, 150 meters down from top. Front to back here, the dam is 454 feet or 135 meters thick. So if you go through all that concrete, got to the other side and look up, you can only be around 400 feet or 120 meters depth of lake mead water on top of your head. Okay? When you're out on top looking at the dam, you're only seeing as far as that floor. To get to the base, you have to go down another 225 feet or 65 meters. Down there at the base of this pyramid, this dam, we're 660 feet or 200 meters thick. What does that look like? A whole lot of concrete. Let's give you a visual. Go from that wall to the far, far wall. Now add 10 feet or 3 meters to the length. Now fill it all in with concrete. There's your 660 feet or 200 meter thickness.
Oh yeah, it did. It looks cool. That's where they shot the Transformers film at.
Yeah, they did.
One of the scenes, one of the robots pretty much demolishes those turbines.
They really did that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. They were here for 2 weeks. They paid us $200 grand plus expenses.
Beautiful.